Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Want to finally learn English the fast, fun, and easy way? In this video, I'll show you the top 10 ways to get started. So let's begin. Number 1. Take your very first lesson. Access any audio or video lesson on EnglishClass101.com and just press the play button to get started. Don't have an account? Don't worry. Just go to the sign up page to create an account. It takes less than 30 seconds and it's free. We have thousands of audio and video lessons covering a variety of topics like grammar, pronunciation, listening, and reading. Just click on the play button on any lesson and start learning. Number 2. Read along with the lesson. You can read along with the lesson notes or lesson transcript. These come with every lesson. The lesson notes provide you with the dialogue for the scene taught in the lesson, along with translations, a more in-depth explanation of the grammar and culture, and even vocab and sample sentences. The lesson transcript is the full word-for-word transcript of everything you hear in the lesson. And the dialogue study tool provides you with the audio for the lesson dialogue, along with the translations. Number 3. Shadowing. Shadowing is a tested learning technique where you repeat what you hear. This is a great way to start speaking in minutes and practice speaking in general. If you're listening along with the lesson audio or dialogue, be sure to shadow along the way. Number 4. Use the dialogue study tool to master the conversation. Here, you get the line-by-line breakdown of the conversation demonstrated in the lesson. Listen and repeat until you've mastered each line. Do this until you've mastered the entire conversation. Number 5. Use the voice recorder to perfect your pronunciation and speaking. In the dialogue study tool, you'll find a microphone icon next to each line. Click on it to record your voice. Then, compare it with the native speakers. Listen and adjust your pronunciation until you match that of the native speaker. Number 6. Review vocab with the lesson vocabulary list. Vocabulary words are the building blocks of language. You can save vocab words taught in each lesson by clicking on Add to Word Bank. Want to drill the words with smart flashcards instead? Just click on Add to Flashcard Deck to do so. Number 7. Listen to the review track. If you've studied an audio lesson before, just listen to the review track so that you don't have to listen through the entire lesson again. This is a great way to reinforce the material that you've learned, and it's great to have on the go. Just access any audio lesson and click on the download icon. Then click Review to download the review track. Number 8. Review with quizzes after the lesson. Once you're confident enough with the material taught in the lesson, be sure to take the quiz to test your newfound knowledge. Take the review questions and answer true or false for each one. Or take the writing questions and input your answer. Remember to check the answers by clicking on the Check Answers button. Number 9. Participate and leave a comment. The best way to master what you've learned is to use it. Join the community of learners by leaving a comment below at the end of every lesson. Our dedicated teachers will check your responses to correct you on any mistakes or provide you with helpful study tips and advice. And finally, number 10. Move on to the next lesson. Done with a lesson? Mark the lesson as complete. You can see your overall learning progress on your dashboard. If you particularly enjoyed the lesson, mark the lesson as Favorite so that you can come back to it later at any time. Click on the forward arrow to move on to the next lesson and continue learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn English, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. Remember, you can sign up to EnglishClass101.com by clicking on the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds and it's free. I'll see you next time. Bye!
In this lesson, you're going to learn new, more common ways to ask and answer the question, "How are you?" in English. You've probably learned "How are you?" and "I'm fine" in textbooks before. But in the United Kingdom, people will usually ask this question and answer it in a different way. First, let's review. If someone says, "How are you?" you can say, "I'm fine, thanks." I'm fine, thanks. Here are some other ways to answer. I'm good, thanks. This means about the same as I'm fine, thanks. I'm good, thanks. We also have not too bad. You can use this if you are feeling just okay or so-so. Not too bad. Let's look at our question again. How are you? This is the most well-known way of asking how someone is. You could use it when you want to be polite. But now, let's look at some different ways to ask how someone is. These ways are more casual and much more common. First, hi, how are you doing? Hi, how are you doing? Or, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Or, in an especially casual situation, you could say, you all right? You all right? What if you're not doing all right? Although it's the British way to say you're doing fine even if you're not, if you feel comfortable with the other person, you could also choose to tell them when you're not doing fine. You could say, not so good. Not so good. Not great. Not great. Or, I've been better. I've been better. Be careful. If you say one of these, the other person will usually ask, why? What's wrong? Then you will have to explain. However, if you're feeling particularly well, you could answer more enthusiastically. Fantastic. Fantastic. Fabulous. Fab-you-lous. Or even, I'm very well indeed. I'm very well indeed. Now it's time for Gina's tips. Because of the popularity and influence of American film and media, some American phrases have become common in the United Kingdom as well. How are you doing was originally an American phrase, but these days you can hear it on either side of the pond.
A teacher and a student are talking. When will the student go to the teacher's office? I didn't really understand everything in today's class.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I have quite a lot. Do you have time now?
I'm a little busy now. Please come to my office in the afternoon. I'll be there from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
All right, I'll be there at 2 p.m. When will the student go to the teacher's office? A teacher and a student are talking. When will the student go to the teacher's office? I didn't really understand everything in today's class.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I have quite a lot. Do you have time now?
I'm a little busy now. Please come to my office in the afternoon. I'll be there from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
All right, I'll be there at 2 p.m.
In this lesson, you're going to learn some ways to get in touch with someone after you've met them once already. In a lot of textbooks, you've probably seen the question, what's your phone number? It's a very useful question, but there are two problems with it. Firstly, it can sound a little too direct, especially when talking to members of the opposite sex. And secondly, people use the phone a lot less these days than they used to. Instead, they might prefer to connect by email or on a social network like Facebook. To start with, though, a simple variation on what's your phone number that sounds a little less direct is, could I get your number? Could I get your number. We start the sentence with could, which softens the request. Next say I, then get, and finally your number, which is short for your phone number. This question is slightly casual, but it can be used in almost any situation. These days, many people prefer to use email rather than the phone to communicate. Asking someone for his or her email address is also a little less direct than asking for their phone number. Could I get your email address? Could I get your email address? We just took could I get your number and replaced number with email address. It's that simple. Could I get your email address? If someone asks you either of these questions, you can reply by saying, of course, my phone number is... Of course, my phone number is... Or, of course, my email address is... Of course, my email address is... Or, of course, it's... And then say your phone number or email address at the end. Recently, many people have started to use social networks like Facebook or LinkedIn, or online chat services like Skype to communicate. People might ask you about these, especially if they are younger. If someone wants to connect with you through one of these services, they may simply ask, are you on? Followed by the name of the service. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on Skype? Are you on Skype? To answer, you can simply say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. If you respond with, yes, I am, the other person may ask how they can connect with you on one of these services. But if you answer with, no, I'm not, they won't be able to contact you. If you still would like to stay in touch with the person, you can say, no, but my email address is, or no, but my phone number is, and then say your email address or phone number. By telling the other person a different way they can contact you, you'll show them that you want to hear from them. Now it's time for Gina's tips. If you ask someone for their phone number, their email address, or some other form of contact information, they will usually give it to you if you've gotten to know them a little beforehand. If you ask them too early in the conversation, though, they may be hesitant about sharing that information. The key is to make sure you talk for some time before requesting this kind of personal information. In this lesson, we learned how to ask for a person's contact information.
You are at a train station where you're attempting to buy an express ticket from a ticket machine. Which option should you choose to buy an express ticket? Which option should you choose to buy an express ticket? The option on the bottom left is for an express ticket. You are at a train station where you've just bought an express ticket. Which train carriage, row and seat number are you in? Which train carriage, row and seat number are you in? The ticket says that you're in train carriage number 1, in the 8th row, in seat C. You are at a train station where you're reading the train timetable for an express ticket that you've just bought. On which days are there no express trains running? On which days are there no express trains running? There are no express trains running on bank holidays and the 3rd Sunday of every month. You are on a platform at a train station where you're waiting for your train. Suddenly, a message appears on the display. What does the message on the display mean? What does the message on the display mean? The display reads, "The next train will not stop." You are at a train station where you're looking for the best exit to catch a taxi. Which exit should you take to get to the taxi rank? Which exit should you take to get to the taxi rank? You should take the east exit in order to get to the taxi rank.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
In this lesson, you're going to learn how to ask what someone's hobbies are without using the word hobbies. You've probably seen the question, "Do you have any hobbies?" or "What are your hobbies?" in an English textbook before. However, native English speakers almost never use the word hobbies when asking about them. A much more natural way to ask the same question is, "What do you do for fun?" What do you do for fun? You can also ask, "What do you do in your spare time?" What do you do in your spare time? So, how would you answer this question? Let's look at how native speakers would do it. The easiest way is to say, "I like to," or just, "I like," followed by what you like to do. For example, if you like watching films, you could say, "I like to watch films," or "I like watching films." I like to watch films, or I like watching films. And if you like golf, you could say, I like to play golf, or I like playing golf. I like to play golf, or I like playing golf. You can emphasize how much you like your hobby by adding a word like really in front of like. For example, I really like watching films. On the other hand, if you want to play down how much you like something, you can say kind of. For example, I kind of like playing tennis. Now it's time for Gina's tips. If you don't have any special hobbies, or you don't want to be specific, a good way to reply is, I like spending time with my friends and stuff like that. I like spending time with my friends and stuff like that. Just use I like and add spending time with my friends and then add and stuff like that.
A man and a woman are looking at a menu in a restaurant. What is the gentleman going to order?
What are you going to order?
The pizza looks delicious. I think I'll go with that.
I had pizza yesterday, so...
Okay then, what about a hamburger?
Sounds good. I'll choose that.
What is the gentleman going to order? A man and a woman are looking at a menu in a restaurant. What is the gentleman going to order?
What are you going to order?
The pizza looks delicious. I think I'll go with that.
I had pizza yesterday, so...
Okay then, what about a hamburger?
Sounds good. I'll choose that.